Theme Park Tycoon 2 just updated, so let's go over everything that we got in this update. So let's begin. Before we begin though, I just want to mention that yesterday I released a video trying to guess everything that we got in this update. However, I made a few mistakes. This is thinking that the Frisbee ride didn't get an update yet, but we actually do have a Frisbee ride update. And in that Frisbee ride, we actually got a new skin. This ride is the inverted Frisbee skin, which I didn't unlock it because I do not have enough credits, but on the other hand, if I just use the advanced editor and just place it down here, you can just see how detailed this ride really is, and it actually looks quite cool. And I think compared to the older rides, these rides just get better and better every single update. Anyway, let's move on to the biggest thing that we actually got in this update, this being Switch Track. So let me quickly open it up real quick and let me show you how the Switch Tracks work on the rides in this game. So as you can see here, I'm using the motorbike coaster, and if I build a quick little station real quick like so, and then if I go into advanced editor, and then we can go into actually the more pieces, and then you can see down here we have different new elements that we can actually add to this ride itself. So we have create regular track, create switch track split, and create track switch track merge. We also have create switch track branch, so I'm still not sure how to actually activate that. However, I think we should go over these functions, which is the create switch tracks and how to actually create a switch track in this game. So to start, you want to have a track that goes larger than this white circle here. Once that is built, you can see I can build this forward, and you may be wondering, where is the switch track itself? Well, if I escape this, there is a new feature that we actually got added also alongside the switch track, which is if I click on, well, that's the switch track, but if I click on the station piece here and go to down here, you can see we have edit ride track instead of the original one where it said edit track here or edit at the end of the section. So if I go here, I can actually click on 3 different buttons. So for example, actually, let me quickly first switch it to day here. Okay, as you can see here, there is the station. So if I go into my track, so if I make it one forward, oh, actually, this is something new. So we have A and B. So if I want to go into B, I'm assuming, yeah, so actually add another track. So if I go to move spine, I can actually move this way. And now I can actually let me actually fix that. Too sharp of a turn. So still too sharp of a turn. Alright, there you go. You can now see that it actually created a switch. And if I actually run a train on this, well, it will crash, but it will actually switch for you. Let me open up another park where I actually have this open. But before I do that, I'm going to actually show you another feature that we actually got in this game from this update. This being the boosters. So if I actually build like a booster setup here real quick, let me just do that. So as you can see here, I have a booster here. And this booster can now be changed separately from the rest of the boosters that you have on the ride. Each booster can be separate from one another now. So if I go into the star function here and click on this toggle button and turn it off, you can now see we can now change the forward direction speed. I'm going to set this to 50% and my backward speed to 125%. With that, let me create a new booster with a different speed on it. That way you can tell the difference between the 2 boosters. Okay, as you can see here, I have 2 boosters. One is set to 50%, the other one is set to 500%. See that the coaster travels very slowly on the first booster. And as it travels through the second booster, well, you can see it gets launched off the track into the abyss and thrown all over my park. Okay, one last thing I thought I'd show you for the switch tracks is with a little bit of this layout build. It's not the smoothest layout in the world. However, I thought I'd show you what the switch tracks looks like with a little bit of operation work done to this coaster. So I thought I'd do a quick ride POV. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but enjoy this quick ride. So as you can see, that's how the switch track functions work, and you can see how it switches back and you go around this loop the second time around after you come down from this hill. Anyway, there's one more update that we got in this game, which is that we can now send feedback and our thoughts about Theme Park Tycoon 2 to the developer Dennis. If you go into the catalog, it actually says that a feedback button was added into the settings. So if you go down here, you can see that there's this button here. If we click on it, it actually pulls up this pop-up and we can type whatever we want in the box itself, which I'm assuming sends our thoughts and feedback to the developer, which is Dennis. Now, let me know down in the comments what you think about this update and if you think it was a good update or not. Now, me personally, I thought it was a pretty good update, but I guess let me know down in the comments what you guys think. What a great update we got today. I mean, we got a lot in this update, from being able to change the booster speeds of different boosters to a new addition to the coasters, which is the switch tracks. There's a lot more that was added in this update, like little things like bug fixes and stuff. You can go check that out in the catalog for yourself. Anyway, that is all I have for this update video. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.